And it's hilarious because it's my understanding now, she keeps telling us, Angel Reese keeps telling us that
in the heart of Chicago, where passion for basketball is as deep as the city's history, an unexpected spectacle has ignited a firestorm of conversation across social media and beyond. It began with a seemingly simple advertising decision by one of the world's most influential sports brands. Nike, always ready to make a statement.
Brigade of women's basketball players that are leading all these new viewers into the WNBA. And I think it's these ratings right here that prove the big...
has taken a surprising and unapologetic stance by erecting a colossal billboard right in the city that Angel Reese calls home turf. Towering high above the busy streets of downtown Chicago, the enormous display proudly features the unmistakable face of Caitlin Clark, a rising superstar whose presence is redefining the narrative of women's basketball.
In the trolling of Angel Reese, as they have decided to put a billboard in Chicago right down the road from where Angel Reese plays.
For weeks now, there have been murmurs, tweets, and heated discussions in locker rooms and online forums alike. Angel Reese, once touted by many as the future cornerstone of women's hoops, has found herself at the center of a social media maelstrom.
Above the streets of Chicago, the so-called Kingdom of Angel Reese, is a massive billboard featuring none other than Caitlin Clark. That's right, Clark's face is beaming down on Reese.
Fans who have long placed their hopes and dreams on Reese's shoulders are now reeling from the latest development. A double dose of giant billboards that celebrate Caitlin Clark instead. These aren't just advertisements. They are bold proclamations that in the eyes of key business players and influential brands, the future of the sport is already being written by someone else.
This is home turf, and her fans are treating it like a national crisis. You'd think their queen just got evicted from her palace.
This is one of the billboards, bro. So y'all can...
Imagine walking down a bustling Chicago street. Instead of seeing the familiar faces of beloved local legends, you're greeted by the radiant image of Caitlin Clark, her confident smile and steely focus, serving as a daily reminder of what modern basketball excellence looks like. For Angel Reese's fans, this sight is nothing short of a national crisis, a blow to what they believed was their team's and players' rightful legacy. They compare the situation to witnessing a beloved monarch ousted from her throne, replaced by a new regent whose crown is emblazoned with record-breaking statistics and a legacy in the making. Yet, when we step back and analyze the situation through a business lens, the decision makes perfect sense.
There's two damn billboards in downtown Chicago.
Social media is flooded with their outrage. They're calling it disrespectful, disgusting, and every other word they can.
In the commercial realm of professional sports, brands are not driven by nostalgia or personal loyalties. They are driven by performance, popularity, and the potential to move the needle in ticket sales, media ratings, and global viewership. Nike's decision to spotlight Caitlin Clark wasn't an arbitrary choice born of rivalry or petty fan warfare. It was a calculated move to highlight a player whose draw is undeniable. When you look at the numbers, the rationale becomes even clearer. According to reliable sources like Basketball Reference, Caitlin Clark's online presence is nothing short of staggering. Even in Illinois, the home state of Angel Reese.
But here's the truth. That billboard is exactly where it belongs. Billboards don't go up for players who miss layups and talk more than they hoop. They go up for superstars.
Clark's profile garners more attention, clicks, and fan engagement than any other player. In a world where every pixel of a billboard is money and every endorsement deal is a vote of confidence, brands are investing in stars who consistently deliver excellence. In this case, Clark is the player who not only attracts the crowds but also sells out arenas and boosts ratings, cementing her status as a true game changer. The reaction from Angel Reese's loyal followers has been intense, to say the least. In the digital realm, where opinions are exchanged with the speed of a fast break, accusations fly thick and fast. Many Reese fans have taken to Twitter, Instagram, and countless sports forums to decry the billboard as a personal affront, a blatant slight to the legacy they believe Reese embodies.
We know who the real star is. And guess what? According to Basketball Reference, Clark is the most visited player webpage, even in Illinois. You heard that right? Even Reese's team's home state is more...
They describe it in terms that range from disrespectful to insulting. and in doing so, they inadvertently expose a deeper truth about the world of sports fandom. Emotion often trumps fact. For years, a narrative has been carefully constructed around Angel Reese, a narrative steeped in passion, loyalty, and the romantic ideal that her mere presence on the court should secure championship glory. In the minds of her most ardent supporters, having Reese on the roster was tantamount to possessing the magic formula for success. This deeply ingrained belief, however, clashes head-on with the cold, hard realities of performance metrics, statistical analysis, and the rigorous demands of a championship-caliber team. It's not enough to simply light up the scoreboard with loud gestures or viral social media moments. In today's sports world, success is measured by consistency, efficiency, and the ability to elevate an entire team's performance. And that's precisely what Caitlin Clark has been doing. While the drama surrounding the billboard may seem like a superficial skirmish on the surface, it actually lays bare a larger, more profound debate.
Angel Reese City. And I'll be damned. They did. Oh, they super did. They got not one billboard, but 2 billboards, right?
Every time Clark steps onto the court, she transforms the arena into a spectacle of athletic prowess and strategic brilliance. It's not just about scoring points. It's about creating a dynamic that elevates everyone around her. When she launches a deep three, it isn't just a shot, it's a statement. When she maneuvers past defenders with surgical precision, it isn't just a drive to the basket. It's an affirmation of her status as one of the game's premier talents. This is why, when statistics are crunched and the facts are laid out on the table, it becomes abundantly clear that Caitlin Clark is not merely a popular player, she is a revolution in motion.
We have the Chicago Sky social media page, everybody. I believe this is their Facebook account. You see they want to type in the mix of caps and lowercase to act like you're mocking somebody, right? So let's read this together. I know you...
In contrast, Angel Reese, while undoubtedly talented in her own right, has become emblematic of a different kind of narrative. One that is more about dramatic flair and less about the cold, hard numbers that define true excellence in sports. In today's digital age, the power of social media cannot be underestimated. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook have transformed how fans interact with sports. Every game, every play, every decision is instantly analyzed, debated, and at times exaggerated into something much larger than life.
You Angel Reese fans also, y'all don't have that much intelligence and y'all got her GPA. So let's read out loud together, shall we, everybody? But why did the Chicago Sky hate the Fever? They play too hard. They talk.
The emotional connection between fans and players is fierce, and when a beloved figure is perceived to be slighted, whether rightfully or not, the reaction can be explosive. For many fans of Angel Reese, the appearance of Caitlin Clark's face on a giant billboard is not just a marketing strategy. It's a challenge to their deeply held beliefs about loyalty and the nature of greatness in the league. They argue that Reese, with her unique style and undeniable presence, should be the one celebrated in her home state. But this perspective is rooted in an emotional attachment that sometimes overlooks the reality of modern sports business. The truth is, sports are as much about marketability as they are about on-court performance. A player who can fill an arena, drive ratings, and spark conversations on every major media outlet is invaluable. And when you consider that even in Illinois,
about the business and the long-term effects of the WNBA and how do we continue to make this a viable league and keep these fans around that you have, you got to think long-term. And in terms of
the statistical data and fan interest point towards Caitlin Clark, it becomes difficult to argue against the logic behind Nike's decision. If we delve into the analytics, the case for Caitlin Clark becomes even more compelling. Data from reputable sources show that her player webpage is among the most visited, not only in her home state but nationwide. When fans search for basketball insights, her name consistently pops up with impressive stats that reflect her impact on the game. This isn't a fluke. It's the result of a season filled with record-breaking performances, sold-out arenas, and a level of consistency that has many analysts calling her the future face of women's basketball. Meanwhile, the narrative around Angel Reese, though filled with passion and fervor, often seems to rely on a mix of nostalgia and wishful thinking. While her supporters claim that her presence alone guarantees success, the on-court reality suggests otherwise.
Longevity, Caitlin Clark provides that right now. She is a buzzword. She is trending globally, not nationally, globally. Regardless of what team you play for, whether you're a fan, everyone's talking about her, right?
Despite her undeniable talent, Reese's numbers have not consistently matched the explosive output of her rising counterpart. When comparing shooting percentages, game-winning plays, and overall impact on team performance, the statistical scales tip heavily in favor of Caitlin Clark. This isn't to say that Angel Reese doesn't contribute to the sport in her own way. Every player has a unique role, and Reese's hustle, energy, and emotional leadership are qualities that have endeared her to many. However, when the conversation shifts from emotional appeal to the measurable impact on the league's future, the evidence is stark. Caitlin Clark is the player who delivers both on the scoreboard and in the hearts of fans across the country. The decision to celebrate a superstar with a billboard in a prominent location like downtown Chicago is not made in a vacuum. It's part of a larger trend that is reshaping the entire WNBA landscape. As brands and investors look for the next big thing to propel the league into the mainstream spotlight, they are turning to players who embody not only talent, but also the potential to become global icons. This shift has profound implications for the future of the league. In past eras, individual talent was celebrated in a more collective context, a time when the game was about the entire team rather than just one standout performance. Today, however, the business of sports is increasingly centered around star power, and while team dynamics remain critical, the marquee player has become the linchpin of a franchise's identity and marketability.